Welcome to Mishna study Masechet Sanhedrin, Perek Gimel Mishnah Vav. Over here in this Mishnah, we're going to discuss how to examine the witnesses. So we need to check that they are testifying correctly. So Ketzad Bodkin et Ha'edim. How do we examine? How do we check the witnesses? We would bring them in, right? Bring them into the room, and we would, in modern Hebrew, means to threaten, but over here it's more to investigate, to interrogate them, right? So we'd point out, Hanabam points out that we'd go ahead and help them understand the severity, right, of this testimony. Explain to them the embarrassment that would happen if they're found to be false witnesses, the punishments involved if they're false witnesses. We take everyone out, and we leave the eldest in the room, right, the most important one in the room. Tell us, how do you know that he's hayav? He's obligated to pay him, right? How do you know that how do you know this? Imamar, who amar li hayavani lo. He told me. He told me I owe Joe money. Or he said, Ish peloni amar li shu hayav lo. He says, or so and so told me, that this person owes Joe money. Lo amar kilum. That doesn't count as anything. Right? Ad shiomar bifanenu hoda lo shu hayav lo 200 zuz. Until he says, right? And Rambam explains until he says that I am appointing you guys to be witnesses that I owe money to Joe, right? To so-and-so person, right? Or something similar to that, right? Where he knows that he's admitting and he's passing on a testimony in front of these witnesses, right? But if he said so in a story, fashion, right? Or if he didn't say, I want you to be my witnesses, right? That doesn't count, right? That's what the first part of the Mishnah is saying. Now the Mishnah continues. Now they bring the second witness in and they check. They check to see that they're both saying the same thing. If they find that their words are line up, okay, so now they investigate the case and they try to figure out what's the right outcome for the case. Now, if two of the judges end up saying, okay, he's innocent, and one judge says he's guilty, so we go according to the majority. Zakai is innocent. If two say that he's guilty, one person says that he's innocent, hayav. Right? Again, going according to the majority. Right? This is dinei mamonot. One person says zakai, the other person says hayav. So it's one against one, right? Or if you have two of the witnesses that speak up and say he's innocent, or two says hayav, and only one of them says I'm not sure. Yosif wa dayanim. Now you need to add more judges to the table, right? If you would have 2 against 1, that would be okay. But 2 against none, you don't have 3 judges, and you need to have at least 3 judges on the floor. So you need to keep on adding judges to the case. Rambam, interestingly enough, says, right? So you add another 2 judges, and then you have 5 total. Now, if there's a case where two people say innocent and 2 people say guilty, and one person says I don't know, right? Then you're gonna have to keep on add another 2 judges, right? So you have to keep on going. And Rambam also says, even if 4 of them say that he's innocent, or 4 say hayav, and 1 says you don't know, right? So in that case, you have the minimum of 3. But even so, right, you don't have the the 5 speaking up. Then you just have to keep on adding witnesses until they're until you have the right amount who agree, or they flip opinions. Right? That's what Rambam says over here. Interestingly enough, in the Mishneh Torah, in the Chibur, where he's posek halacha, he doesn't bring down this case, and he says actually, he brings this case, but he says if you have 4 of them that are all agreeing, right, and you have at least 3 on the up as judges that say that he's hayav, or 3 that say he's patur, that will be enough, and you could acquit the person, make him guilty, and that would count.